Yo, what's good? We here at another episode of Bet on Yourself with Kyron Williams. I am Kyron Williams. My dog
What's
Jamel
going
here.
on?
We
What's
here.
going on, y'all?
How you living, brother?
Shit, I'm good. I'm good, man. Just another
Man,
day. Another
another
day.
day,
Another
another
day.
dollar, man. We got some fights to talk about, baby. We got some jaws that was dropping last night. What's going on? It's Canelo's. His resume is how they say his resume is looking like spoiled milk right now. It's aging like spoiled milk.
Y'all being
Uh,
too hard. Y'all being too hard on my man Canelo.
Look, man, look, it's
Y'all being
aging
too
like
hard on my man,
spoiled.
dog.
You know what I'm here to do? I'm here to stir it up. We got
I
to talk
already
about.
know.
We got to talk about it. Tevin Farmer say Golden Boy said they want to fight Zepeda. He said, "Don't run off too soon." Now he want his rematch, man. You heard what he said. We got a lot to talk about tonight, man. A lot of big fights happening. A lot going on. We got a great special guest coming in tonight, all the way from Omaha, Nebraska. A great super middleweight, 20-0, just a dog. Got a fight coming up on January 25th. I'm talking about none other than Steven Nelson. Can't
Shout out,
wait.
shout out to my brother Steven Nelson, man.
Can't wait to break down some boxing with y'all tonight,
I'm
man.
just glad. I'm just glad that he's finally getting his just due. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like he had a setback with the injury and everything like that in that nature. So I'm just happy to see Steven, in a big fight that's definitely going to push him up into the even bigger fights and and a world championship, title
Yep.
match, the victory.
Yep. Yeah. I think, the world needs to see him, just me personally, versus somebody at that type of caliber. You know what I mean? I think him getting this opportunity to go against Pacheco. I think Pacheco, he looked great in his last fight.
Yeah,
Ended with a stoppage, had his baby in there. In the scene. It's like I think that's a young guy who is going. Finally, if Steven can win this one, now he can get that Caleb Plant talk. He can get that Berlanga talk. You know what I'm saying? I think he's ready for that. I think he's been ready
no,
for
that weight class is definitely stacked with a lot of that's a lot of good fights. When that Steven can jump into with a huge victory, especially over a guy like Pacheco who has a lot of potential behind him and things of that nature. So I think this like I said, this type of fight is what Steven needs, especially within where he's at in his career. And a victory will definitely catapult him to the next level to where he'll get not only more recognition, but I'm pretty sure the bigger names will finally be like, okay, I want to fight him or agree to get in there with him or have no other choice but to get in there with Steven.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, where we are in boxing right now, um, it's all about taking advantage of the opportunities that you get when you're on these big stages. Because you've seen us, see some guys come up there and just look like they're not ready for those moments. But you also
Right.
see guys that come out and just shock the world and take the moment. So it's going to be awesome, to get a chance to talk to Steven
Nah,
tonight.
speaking about shocking the world, I know
Yeah.
you seen the whole mess this week with Clarissa. Saying,
I thought we wasn't
yeah,
touching it. What y'all think? Drop the bombs in the comment.
nah, I'm
Blue.
just saying, like you gotta speak on it, like
We
yo.
gotta talk about it. What's going on? All I know is Remy
I try
Ma.
to hit up. I try to hit up sis too, like yo, like
Right. What's
you
going
got a
on?
lot, like nah, she got a lot. She got a lot of potential of like things coming. Like she got an upcoming movie coming up. I
Yes.
think what Christmas Day, something like I think Christmas Day.
Christmas Day.
She
Yes.
got a fight. She got a big fight coming. She got another fight coming up for heavyweight
Yeah.
title. So it's like she gotta definitely stay focused because I understand about crossover into like other platforms and other medias, but that ain't it. You know what I mean? That ain't it.
Yeah. That's not it. And we always want to make sure at the end of the day she's being safe. She's being taken care of, and that she's not out here fighting or anything that's unsanctioned. We want to make sure that she stays safe, and anything that happens like with her personal life. It's hard when you are somebody of that caliber
Right.
because anything that you do in your personal life is gonna come out.
Nah, yeah. I mean that day in particular, every time I got on social media, every media outlet from the shade room to this one to that's all they were talking about. And I'm like, sometimes like all attention is not good. It's always good attention.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not a knock to her. Like I just like she got to be
Right.
more careful about her surroundings and how she moves. You know, it's
Right.
like people then they started digging into her personal life and saying, oh,
Right.
she had a boy, and it was just too much. It was just a lot, and then it's like, yo, sis, just continue doing what you're doing, but don't feed into all the negativity. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying?
Because from what I heard, Remy Ma got pistols over there, and she ain't fighting.
Man, listen, man,
She ain't fighting. She is not.
them girls from BX do not. Them girls from the BX do not play fair.
Right. Right. They do not play fair. You hear me? So
anybody listen, anybody. That's I think it's for anybody. Like that's why for the most part I stay to myself and stay at home. You can't go out here in these days fighting in the streets.
No.
Because for one, everybody got a camera out. And I feel like once you get embarrassed out there, they get out, they gonna stop.
Right. I gotta shoot.
But now it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. So like, just go out there, sis, just fall back, do what you do.
Hear that?
Keep your private life private.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Leave them crazy ass women alone.
Yeah, and that's just like, what I do feel bad for is that it is kids involved. Remy Ma and Papoose, they have a child. So being a child, you growing up in the world of media and multimedia and social media, it's like, there's other kids seeing this and commenting on it. So that is kind of where I feel for it too. Is like, in today's age, I wish there was a little less access.
No, you're right. Because like I said, my daughter, shout out to my daughter Jasmine. Like she watches everything that I do, especially with social media. Like she'll sit there and type in my name and she'll bring up stuff that I forgot about, or she'll bring up YouTube videos from, you know what I'm saying? So all that, like whatever's on the internet definitely stays on the internet. So you definitely got to, like you say, when you got kids involved, you definitely got to watch how you carry yourself and the things you do.
Yeah.
Even from 10 years from now, something can hit you. You can be, come back and hit you and blindside you. So definitely.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So it's just about just being aware. Just be aware. The world that we live in now, the world with social, you see it, especially it's ignited boxing. It's made it to where a guy can call out a guy by just typing it, and some people call it Twitter fingers or whatever. But I like it, but I don't like it. I like it because you can, force these fights, you can make things happen. But when it's negative things, now those negative things get just as much ignition. You know what I mean?
The negative attention gets more publicity than anything good you can do out there. Let's be real.
That's real.
That's just the way the world. That's just how the world's built on. Controversy oversells. So you gotta look at the things like that.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, just looking at some fights over the weekend. It was some great boxing. One thing that I am enjoying, me being a football dude, it wasn't a whole lot of college football on Saturday. So, I was looking forward to the fight Saturday night. So I'm loving that, boxing has come to this.
So speaking of that, matter of fact, I'm probably waiting for my man Steven to get on because I want to get his opinion on that on the Munguia fight.
Yes, yeah, I gotta hear how you feel.
Definitely gotta get because that's in his ballpark range in terms of the weight classes. You know what I'm saying? So right. I know that's my Steven probably was eyeing as well down the line, something like that. So definitely, but I don't know, man. I'm gonna definitely like I said, I'm gonna just hold my opinion on that one. But it was coming at me. It was kind of me crazy last night on Twitter about it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, hey, look, bro, we gonna always stand our ground, no matter how we feel. How we feel.
I'm gonna start calling y'all out on these tweets.
Yeah, this the bet on yourself house. So we always ask, man, y'all drop posts, y'all drop comments in the chat, drop them on the YouTube comments, and we'll do our best to communicate with y'all. We'll throw them up here, and then we also want to have y'all on the panel. So if you guys want to click this link right here, you'll be able
to please jump on the panel. Please.
Y'all can jump on the panel. Y'all can let us know how y'all feel about these fights. Y'all can let us know how y'all feel about the weekend. At the end of the day, this is a safe space. It's a family space, and we just want to talk boxing. We want to be y'all cousin. We want to be your cousin from down the street. So, yeah, man, I'm loving, like I said, I'm just loving where the sports world is right now. You got all type of things that's happening, but I think boxing has definitely made that comeback in conversations. Like anytime I'm going to train, now I'm hearing people that I wasn't hearing talk about boxing now. So I think, from the big fights that happened last year from, Bud and Spence, and then now, seeing these big fights that we had, with Tank and Frank earlier this year, and you seeing Canelo getting there with Munguia, and you just seeing a lot of these big fights. You're seeing Munguia get knocked out. It's like there has been a huge, snowball effect that's been taking place, and boxing is
boxing, like I said, boxing things change quickly. Like I think the WBC before last night, whatever, just basically ordered Munguia and Billy to basically set up a fight. If I think, for the WBC title, and that nature, to be the number one contender. But you see how things quickly change with, with one punch. So literally, with just one punch, things quickly change. Right. And now, now you got a new play in the game. So that's what I'm saying. All it takes is one solid victory to definitely shoot you up the ladder and catapult you into bigger fights.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, just where a lot of these young guys are, I hope that they get a chance to see, like, bro, you got to come in there with it every night. Like, it ain't just because you got this big fight and you lost a close one. Like, you got to come in there against a dude who has no knockouts, or what dude only had 4 knockouts. You know what I mean? Like, you got to come in there with
five now. Five now. Like, but I think Eddie Hearn basically said something to the effect like, when he's talking about the prospects, I know he was talking about like Jaleel Hackett, recently in the video I seen last night. He pretty much saying like, look, it's not about how we match them, but it kind of is. It's kind of at the same time. It's like really like all fighters are basically we're pretty much in investments, and these promoters are basically investing into our careers. And I've been saying this for a while, and I called it the last time we was on the show together. I called it. So pretty much it's like if I put all this money behind you, you got to go out there, every time you get in that ring, and you got to go out there and show out. It doesn't matter if you think the opponent is a cap guy or whatever. You got to go out there and win. You got to go out there and show me something. And like he was saying, even if you lose, it's not the end, which I respect. It's not always means it's the end. It's sometimes it's like, okay, we got to take a little step back. We got to assess the issue and see how can we fix it moving forward. So I respect that, because sometimes, you can lose a fight and your promoter, they're going to drop you. But like he's like, oh, let's assess the issue and, see what we could do going forward. But at the end of the day, if you say you're that guy, you got to go out there and show that you're that guy.
Yeah, you got to be able to, at the end of the day, it's about the fact that you are an asset. You have to be an asset to that promoter that you signed to. As long as you're an asset, okay, we can do business. As long as you being serious about training, you being serious about winning these fights to promote yourself in a fashion that's respectable to the promotional company, then you can do business. But as soon as you step out of that in any way, whether it's training or how you handle yourself outside of the ring or how you handle yourself in the ring, them promoters, like, it's family, but it's not. At the end of the day, it's business, and it's all about who can unfortunately who can get paid. That's what it's about.
Listen, that's why they call you you're a prize fighter. It's a prize at the end of the road. You know what I mean? I get that. But definitely, even in the smaller fights, all those fights in your path, they count. Every single fight your promoter puts you in, they count. I mean, we've seen a few upsets where promoters was putting prospects in there with guys, and these guys are looking at the prospects as like I always said, their lottery ticket. So of course, you may not think that they're nothing special, but they're looking at you like, shoot, if I beat this dude, I might get his spot, or I might get signed with this promoter, or the promoter might bring me back for more fights in the future, which helps me, advance my own career. So of course, I mean, you gotta take every fight in their sense. You can't go in there looking like, okay, just another guy. I'm gonna go in there, whatever. I half-assed it in camp, but at the day, my skills alone will get me through. Because I always say, hard work beats talent when talent isn't working hard. You can't always rely on your natural ability. You gotta go in there with, like I always say, you gotta go in every fight like it's a championship fight. Yeah. So. And you see some of these guys, they go in there playing around, then they asses end up sleep.
Yeah, that's real. And it's like It's like what my dog out of Philly said, man, boxing real. You know, you can't just show up to the gym fighting certain people and, you know, feeling like, oh, I'm whooping up on these guys, so I'm ready. Nah, bro, you got to go and be around some dogs, and you got to get ready. And speaking of dogs, we just had a dog walk into the building all the way from Omaha, Nebraska, baby. 20-0, 16 knockouts. And I mean, the dude's a dog. He's somebody that I've gotten a chance to know and train next to, and I respect. He's great in the community, and he's a friend of ours here at the Bet on Yourself house, Mr. Steven.
A veteran too. That's a veteran. That's a there you go. That's a veteran.
What's up?
What's up, brother? We good, man. We good, man. You in camp? You look like you in camp right now.
You already know.
Yeah. I know that look. I was like, yeah, you in your
camp. That camp life is.
Yeah, it's good, bro. It's good to see you, man. Congratulations on getting that on this next op, dog. Just keep climbing. I already, you know.
I'm happy for you, Steven. I'm happy for you because it's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. It's better.
For real. I've been calling for action, and they finally answered that call, man. So it's time for me to put on the show, man.
Let me ask you though. Let's start off. Let me ask you a question. Like, how did this fight come about? Because, like you said, you've been calling out a few. Like, as long as I've known you, you've been calling out. You know what I'm saying? The cats that you've been coming up the ladder with, from the Berlangas of the world and such and so on. It's like nobody is really trying to give you that opportunity. So how did this fight come about?
So after Pacheco's last fight, there was a post that Matchroom put up. It was like, who's next for Pacheco?
Right.
So I tagged him like, man, like they need to stop putting you in people that they know you can beat. Put you in somebody like me.
Right.
Yeah. He responded like, yeah, let's make it happen.
Took the bait.
Like, all right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have my people call. I said I'm gonna have people call your people. It was respectful. It was, you know what I mean? I didn't talk shit. He didn't talk shit. Like, hey, I'm gonna have my people call your people. Let's make it happen.
You low key talk shit on that when you was like, yo, they put you there with cab drivers coming in and get this up.
All right. Because in this boxing world, man, it's like all these promoters and managers wanna, you know, put their guys in there, you know, with people they know they can beat. Like, people like, oh, okay, after this fight, you're going to fight. Like, no, there ain't no after this fight. Focus on this fight because this is a tough fight. They don't do that no more. So I'm just like, man, I'm at the point in my career, like, dude, like, you know what I mean? I didn't answer the call for whoever they put in front of me. Like, put me there with somebody where I feel is a threat to me, too.
Yeah, that's real.
I think, and that's good that you got that mindset. Cause I feel like it's like one of those, like I said, 50-50 fights, but there's a lot on the line, and definitely, like I said in the Quran earlier, like a win is definitely going to catapult you to those even bigger fights that you've been looking for a minute. And like I was saying, like you had the setback with the injury, so I know you, like I said, when you got that call, I know for a fact personally, like. You was all in, you know what I mean? It was no second guessing and nothing like that. And plus, like I said,
I was like at first when I called Harrison, it was like, hey man, put me in the hat for Pacheco. He hit me up like a month ago and was like, hey man, they going with Trevor McCumbee. I'm like, dude, what the fuck, dude? So then I guess Trevor McCumbee was like, something happened. I don't know. They didn't give details and say what happened, but that fight fell out. So they were like, "Hey, can you step in?" I'm like, "Hell yeah,
let's do it."
Like, hell yeah, I can step in. What you mean? Can I step in? Ain't no, I don't care. B side. It's not a money thing for me. It's not a fame thing for me. It's all. I got so much that I got to prove. Like with this fight, I ain't got nothing against the dude, but he the one in the way. He the one top. So hey, I need that spot.
Let me ask you. Since 2016, bro, you've been on this journey. I mean, I started training with y'all like 17, probably right after your first pro fight. Mm-hmm. What has it been like doing? Bro, you've been doing this shit for 8 years. You know what I mean? Like, what is it? What has just give the people a little bit of what this journey been like, bro?
I
I
ain't gonna
know.
lie, it been stressful, man. It's
I
been
feel you.
times like multiple times where I'm like, man, this ain't for me, man. I guess it ain't for me
Yeah,
because when you watch your counterparts, you know, climb the ranks and you see people do stuff that you can
Right.
do too. You like, man,
Right.
I'm just as good as these dudes. Like, why
yeah,
ain't I getting the shine? So
yeah,
it just is it's been stressful, man. So for me to get this opportunity, it was a shocker. It was like, oh wait, like, and I tell people all the time, man, when you have goals, you can't give up because stuff don't work. You gotta
right.
just keep on pushing. You gotta keep on pushing, because
Yeah,
something's gonna shake. The
yeah,
opportunity's gonna come. And it's been so many times, I said so many times, like, man, maybe this ain't for me. But in the
Right.
back of my head, I'm like, I feel like it's over, but I'm gonna keep going until the wheels fall off.
Right.
yeah,
Until something says, Steven, you can't box no more,
yeah,
I'm gonna keep doing it.
for sure.
I'm
Where
like, I
can you?
still
Nah,
hustle,
hold
I
on, hold
still
on.
train hard.
We gotta go a little further back though, bro, because everybody don't know your journey and your story.
That they don't.
Like, like I came across Stephen Armed Forces, and I was like, yo, because like I never forget my trainer at the time, Jesse Ravello. He used to always this like the Army teams to be the team you have to beat. We used to lose to the Army in the Armed Forces tournament every year. Like
Yeah.
we would win like I would win individually, but ultimately as a team we will
As
also
a
I
team,
never forget.
yeah.
Yeah, but so I never forget we watching the highlights because the All Army had the All Army tournament for them. Like I know Steven can tell it better than them because like I said he was with the team, but like we just seen the clips, and I never forget. First thing I seen was Steven whooping dude and did the Superman punch. So I thought, so in my mind, I'm thinking like, oh, we gonna get that dude. He playing around, man. Listen, man. When
That
I
was
seen this
crazy,
man fight
dude.
in
Yeah,
person,
like when people don't know, like even when I see people online talking about this fight, they think I'm a typical 36-year-old boxer. Like I've been
right,
doing this my whole life and I'm burnt
right,
out. I'm like, dude, I didn't start boxing until I was 21. And when
right.
I say start boxing, I don't mean pro. I mean I didn't get into a boxing gym,
Until you
didn't
21.
touch a boxing glove until I was 21 years old.
And that's crazy because, like I said, like I know you touched on it. We'll touch on it later, but like you've known Bud all your life.
My whole
Bud.
life, but Bud in the streets was that dude that boxed. You know what I
Right,
mean? That me, like I was running the streets, gang banging, doing stuff, and then what saved my life was going to the military. I
right,
went to the
right,
military because I knew that if I stayed around Omaha, I was gonna end up like my homies in my family that's
Yeah,
locked up right now or dead. Like
right,
it
right,
serious.
sounds cliche, but that's what it was. Like everybody around me is getting knocked off or going to jail. I'm like, wait, it's going to eventually happen to me. So I had to get out of there. So I went to the military. I went to the army. I joined 2007. I didn't start boxing until 2010 on an all
right.
army team. I won all army. I had 6 fights, and they all was from the army tournament. I had 6 fights. Went to the Olympic reloads where Jamel won, and everybody was sleeping on me. Everybody was
Nah,
like,
I
"Who
ain't
is
gonna
this dude?
front. I ain't gonna
This dude
front.
got 6 fights."
Yeah, I ain't gonna listen. I ain't gonna front, right? Because boom, I had a glimpse of him first, like I said, through the Armed Forces tournament. So, because Steven can tell you, I was talking my shit outside the ring because he was in there fighting my
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, I remember that.
So I was
He
like,
gonna,
I'm thinking
he gonna
like,
get tired. He
yeah,
gonna
he
get
gonna get
tired. Don't worry
tired.
about
He
it.
gonna get, yo, he had a crazy engine. He still do. So I'm thinking like,
Right.
yo, oh that, yeah, we was like, yeah, that's him right there. We gotta look out for because he won. Because we know the army don't bring nobody that's not good. So we
Right.
was like, okay, they did like like Steven can tell you, it's like the Air Force and the Navy. Somebody put together who's available. But
Yeah.
the army, like they had to really fight for their spot. So we was like, okay, we
Yeah.
know for a fact
Yeah.
if he made it, he's somebody. But at the same time, we got somebody for him. Man, listen, I thought he was gonna get tired. And he just kept whooping my dude. I just got quiet in the third round. I was like, I ain't gonna say no more,
Hey,
man. He in there whooping my
I
dude.
never forget. I never forget hearing Jamel the team like first round, like, don't worry about it. He gonna burn out. He gonna get tired. He doing too much moving. He doing too much. Don't worry about it. Second round, like, all right, man, come on, pick it up. Third round was just like, come on, man, put your hands up. Come on,
Man, yeah, it
man.
was a wrap. It was
Come
a
on,
wrap.
man.
Fight
Don't let
back,
him do
bro.
it. I was just,
Fight back,
So
I
please.
yeah.
think, I
So,
think the, uh, That was back when we had points. I think the final score was like 24-6.
Yeah, it was some crazy ass score. It was like a 20.
crazy.
It was like a 20 point. It was a 20 point shutout, something like that, man. It was like we kept running the score up because back, before then, it used to be like he won if he was up by 20, they should just stop it. But like when Steven got into it, they didn't even care. It was just on the button. Like I'm like, yo,
Right,
this is crazy.
it was like 26-4. It was like, God, this nigga just getting all these points.
Right.
And listen, the crazy thing, like I said again, so when we went to the reload, they had like Steven, had like 3 dudes in his weight class from the same team, but he was the only one that was really up there. And I was sitting back and watching, like, yo, they just don't know, man. I've seen this dude.
Hey, even those dudes, it was D-Ray and Spencer. They were sleeping on me because I never forget, man. We was in the gym. And somebody was like, "Damn, there's 3 people in the same weight class." It's like, yeah, it's really just me and him because he knew he ain't going.
Knew.
I'm looking like, oh, these niggas just counting me out. They counting me out.
Hey, he made it to the finals, and I'm not gonna lie. A handful of people, matter of fact, thought Steven won that fight in the finals. So like ever since then, I was just watching
like he was a favorite. He was a favorite, and I was just appreciative of the moment because, like I said, I only had 6 fights, bro. Everybody.
And for those who don't know, he
got
fought
80, 90,
Marcus
100
Brown.
Fights. Everybody got all these fights. I only got 6 fights, bro. So for me to make it that far,
and he fought Marcus Brown. Marcus Brown at the time, like Steven said, he was that guy. He was.
He knocked out
everybody.
He knocked out everybody the whole tournament.
Yeah, he
went there nigga, I'm here. I'm here for the fight.
Yo, he was either knocking him out, and I think Marcus had somebody like basically not even show up. That's how he was touching. He was touching shit.
Yeah. On the day before we fought, he had a bye because the guy didn't even show up he didn't even show up. I was like, damn, they was scared. I ain't getting knocked out. Man, fuck that. We gonna fight, nigga. But that goes to tell you, like, leading to this fight, like, I'm okay with being the B-side. I'm okay with being an underdog because my whole life, man, I've always had to watch other people get to shine when I was better. When I was better, when I was more talented, when I had more things to show the world. Since I was a kid, man, I've always been like I have cousins that was a golden child that they, it's all my whole life, man. School, everything. It was always like that. So I'm okay with it. It don't matter. It don't matter.
Let me ask you, I see that. What you be in this super middleweight division, bro? I mean, you in a division where a lot of people look over you because it's David Benavidez, it's Canelo, it's Caleb Plant, it's Boo Boo Andrade. It's like it's time for you to be in that conversation. Are you ready? Are you ready for those fights? Do you want those fights?
Of course. I'm ready. Like I said, man, I see these guys perform, and I'm like, damn, like I can do that same shit. I'm just as good. Like I'm better. Like, like I know. And anybody who's trained with me and been around me, they know. They're like, damn, man, when you gonna get your shot?
Yeah.
No, I've been saying it. Like I said,
that's why you go online. You see so many people that know me, like, damn, man, this been a long time coming. You, man, so you deserve this shit.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question, because you in the same weight class as Canelo. You in the same gym training with Bud. What is that like, knowing that eventually that fight can happen in between Bud and Canelo? Is there any advice that you give him? Is there anything where it's like, Bud, this might be too much dip on your chip, or is it?
No, man, like,
you know how I feel.
Man, people think I'm biased because that's my boy, but they don't understand.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm biased.
Dude,
I'm
being super middleweight, dude, like, Bud can get in there and do some damage, man.
I told him that.
Bud is this different, dude. I be in there with him, man. I'm like, dude, my big ass in here with this dude, and he touching. He touching. He touching, dog. Like, we be in there, be like fireworks for you, and everybody be like, damn. So I know when he get there with Canelo, it's gonna be, man. If he get there with Canelo, Like at this point in my career, I'm like, shit, whoever get to him first, bro. Like,
Right,
Right.
if you
right.
get him,
Yeah.
I get him, whatever, dog. One of us
Yeah.
gonna get him.
So let me tell you.
Shit.
Nah.
So I know y'all think is it, he swing, I swing.
Yeah.
How long has that relationship been like that?
Since I've been boxing, Bud was the first person I called when I went to the gym. When I first started boxing, I was already cool with Bud. I called Bud like, "Hey, bro, I'm boxing now. I want that work." And he the
Yeah,
first one to put me in my place. Like he's like, "Man, dog, trust me, this is a whole different level." I
right.
said, "No, dude, when I come home, I want that work."
Yeah,
Fast forward some months passed, I went home to Omaha and I called him like, "Hey, I'm back. What's up? Let's get in the gym. Let's get in there and
Right.
work." And he went
Nah.
there and man, he was touching me up, hit me to the body, and he put me in my place. And I was like, man, I gotta. It made me hit that switch. Well, okay, I know where I need to be at.
Right.
So fast forward about 6 months past, I come back and we spar again. He like, damn, nigga, you like night and day. Like because I know, like once I hit that trigger of focus, I can do whatever I feel like I want to do.
Right.
And that's why I say like for this fight, like people can go back and they can watch fights of me. That's not the Steve you gonna see because
Right.
I'm a firm believer in if the job say bring a screwdriver and a hammer, that's all I'm gonna bring.
that's
Nobody
facts.
I fought has had me bring out the full Steven SoCold Nelson in the ring.
That's facts.
And in
So
this camp, I'm looking at this fight like he the best fighter that ever lived. In my mind, he the best fighter that ever lived because what that's gonna do is that's gonna make me leave no stone unturned. I'm going there, I'm training like I'm fighting the best person that ever lived in boxing.
So let's talk about camp. Let's talk because I mean, me and Jamel, we know what it's like firsthand. But for the fans out there who don't know what camp is like, where you at? Where you training at right now? What's your schedule like? Because I don't think a lot of people would even know or are ready for that type of schedule that you on.
Like, man, you gotta live it day by day because if you look up and you be like, damn, I got 6 weeks left, a lot of people will quit.
Right.
You gotta do it day by
Oh yeah,
day.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah. Cause
you
yeah,
gotta do
yeah,
it day by
Yeah.
day because it's
for
so
real.
much,
Cause
man. From training
man,
2-3 times every day. Like I train 3 days, I train 3 days a week. I mean 3 times a day.
Yeah.
3 days I train twice a day, and then on Sunday I do one big workout. So every day there's no day off. And on top of working training hard, you got to eat. You have a strict diet. So it's just one of those day by day,
so
man.
you home or you in the y'all in the Springs or whatever?
No, no, we in Vegas. We
Okay,
Right.
training in
okay.
Vegas for this one.
Cause I was
For
We
about to say
sure.
train.
that Sunday is the incline. I'm like,
Right.
yeah, for that damn
That's
Yeah,
the
thing, man.
perfect look. He said
yeah.
Sunday. My stomach
So
started hurting.
I found this mountain. It goes up to almost 8,000 feet out here in Vegas, all
Right.
the way up into the mountain. I ran that today, so
Yeah.
it was like doing that incline.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's a different type of training for me out here too, cause I'm getting like really good work. All right, cause we in Vegas, a lot of boxers out here, so I'm getting some
Yeah.
really good work, and I'm
Yeah.
talking about good work from all the guys is 6'3" and up.
Right.
So I got six
Yeah,
three,
yeah,
I
yeah.
got 6'3" power punchers, 6'3" movers, 6'3" slick boxers. I got a little bit of everything. So as I said, like I'm preparing for anything he bring to the table.
So let's
Yeah.
talk about what is it like to train with somebody like I mean, or let's tell us your story of training with Bo Mac and Red and Saul. I mean, they three of the best trainers that I mean I'd have never been around. And like what do they bring outside of just training? Like what else do they bring to the table that makes them some of the best trainers in the world?
Mentorship, brotherhood.
Right.
Like it's one thing to have somebody telling you do this, do this, do this, do that, but when y'all sit down and y'all talk and y'all all connect on a certain way and we have fun, we talk about things and we know each other like it's a brotherhood and they understand what it takes to be great because we've been doing it for so long
Right.
together and people don't understand that. They think that this is like new for me. Like I've been here. I just been behind the shadows. I've been behind the shadows because Bud been #1 guy. So I just been right there. That's my bro. We right there doing the same thing. And I've been training these fights. Like I'm training for a 12 round, championship fight with Bud.
Right. So Buzz there with y'all right now?
No, Buzz coming out here next week. He gonna come out here to
Okay.
help push me and stuff like
Yeah, I
that.
already know. That's what I'm saying. I already know. That's what I asked. I already know when he get out
Bud,
there,
like nigga,
he
you
don't
in
be
there,
on
we in
vacation.
it
He
together.
bringing the gear with him. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah,
already know
he
how Bud
like
get
we in
down.
it together.
Yeah,
Like I've been.
we gonna have to get them on and talk whenever y'all lock in, man. Because it's just you said something right there about being great. A lot of people, like every time we talk, we try to tell people about it's a reason why we named this Bet on Yourself. It's something about showing up every fucking day when you don't feel like it. I mean, I remember it was times I lived on the west side of Omaha and I was driving. I'm living almost to Gretna and I'm driving down where y'all at 7 in the morning to come get work because I know I'm finna get to work with the best in the
Yeah.
area. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
And
it's
camp ain't yeah, and camp ain't never smooth, dude.
yeah,
It's always injuries and hurt and
yeah,
pain but that's part of being a fighter, man. You gotta
right.
Yeah,
just get through
yeah,
it.
you never gonna go to it. Like I said, you never gonna go to a fight 100%. But at the same time, at the end of each camp, you basically put in everything that you possibly could put in. And I love how like Bo and them, they know when to how to take it up, but like Bo said, they know when to also just bring it down gradually, so you
Yeah.
don't peak.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't leave it all in the gym. So that's one thing I love about them. But like I said, for the viewers, I want you to like break down how special each and every Bo, Red, and Saul, how different it works.
Yeah, it's it's amazing having three different, it's like a three-headed monster
Right.
because everybody got their own perspective and their own view of boxing, their own styles. So when we go in there, that's why they say, man, Bud is so diverse because he got so many different. And it's not just Bomac, Red, and Saul. We all pitch in on each other. We all give pointers. We got Bernie, we got me, we got Bud. We all,
Shout
Shout
out
out
to
to
Bernie.
it's a
Shout out to Bernie,
it's a
man.
Shout out to
it's a it's a
we did not
family,
mean to
bro.
leave you out, dog. I know you got them Timbs on right now.
It's a family, man, and we all pitch in, so it makes us a complex, well-oiled machine that just know how to operate in the boxing world. And
I think other than Bernie, I'll probably say Red is probably the most passionate. 'Cause I remember Red used
yeah,
to lecture the hell out of me for like, man, it'd be like Steven can tell you, it'd be days where every sparring session they gonna listen to tackler. So like, but Red used to be on my ass about shit like,
but
yo,
I think all of them too, Saul. Like I swear to God,
Saul
bro,
too laid back. He cool. Like,
every Saul's laid back, but Saul is a master. He's a
yeah,
mastermind
Yeah.
because I promise you, right hand of God, every fight I've had, Saul will come to me like either before the fight or during the fight. He'd be like, "Hey, Stephen, look, do this, throw this like this, do it like this," and I'll throw it, and I always hurt my opponents doing it. Either knock
he
him
see
out
it. He see
or
Right.
it.
drop him.
You see it.
Every time Saul would come and say, hey, remember we was working on turn this over and doing this, do that,
Do that.
and I go do it, and it'll work every time.
That's
That's what's
dope.
up.
So let's talk about SoCold, bro. Where did SoCold come? I mean, bro, I done seen you do everything from cars to build to
Yeah.
cut hair to paint. Like, where did that come from, bro? Give
And
us
that's
some.
and that's what it means, like man, like you so cold, like a true nickname is not a nickname unless somebody else give it to you. I feel like
Right.
because I can name myself whatever, I can name myself God, but that don't
Right,
mean that.
right.
But if somebody else give it to you, it's because you're showing those attributes. So people are like, man, you so cold at everything you do. Everybody knows being cold at something means you is really good. And
Yeah,
everybody, man, you do so much, you so cold, man. And it's my initials too, SCN, so cold Nelson, Stephen Cole Nelson is my real name. So it just
yeah.
fit, man. It just
That's
perfect.
up.
So cold at everything, man. And
Now
like you
let
name
me ask
it,
you a question though. Let me ask you a question real quick, Steven, because again, I always I know you broke it down at one point in time, but like when we was both at top rank together, and Bo had me basically keeping the, because you and I are both veterans, come from the same neck
Yeah.
of the wood. So, like, with me, I remember Bo's always had me emphasize more on obviously my Marine Corps background. So
Yeah.
for you being an Army vet, like, and I used to get upset with topic and stuff like, yeah, don't forget, like, Steven is, a veteran. Like, I get the Veterans Day and stuff. Don't forget, like, my man is a veteran. But like, you didn't really emphasize much on your military background. I mean, you take pride in it. Don't get me wrong. People, like,
I take pride, but
it was like
never...
you wanted to be identified for, like, I think, in my opinion, for the like a man of many trades. So
yeah,
like,
because
can you emphasize more on that?
yeah, so what it is from a marketing standpoint, you always go with what people grasp onto the most,
Right.
and that's my fault, and that's one thing that everybody grasps onto. Like, man, you do everything, you know what I mean? Because I feel like even if you're not a fan of boxing, you can be a fan of SoCold because there's so many things that I can inspire people to do. Because I tell people all the time, man, a lot of times people say they can't do stuff and don't even try it. If
Right.
another man can do it, so can you. You got two arms, two legs, two eyes. You got the same characteristics. Like,
Right.
try it and try it, be patient and work on it. So I try to push that with people, mainly, especially kids, man. Kids at the
Right.
gym that we train, man, just try stuff. Just do it. If it don't work, it don't work. But if you really want to do it, just keep on working. You'll get better at it.
So let me ask you a question. Out of all the matter of fact, can you break down the many trades that you do, and then give us and I like just basically like what's your favorite of all the things? Because you do a lot of shit, bro.
Right.
Like I seen, like I
So,
said,
yeah.
I seen you in camp. I seen this man in
Right.
camp doing a whole portrait in camp.
Right. And,
But,
and
you know
these
what
are
I
just
mean?
things
Paint
that
the
I
whole
just
portrait.
found. Like, these are just things that I found interesting, but there's so many things that I can do that I just don't do it. But I've done stuff from tattoos to cut hair to, carpentry to mechanic, flying planes, painting portraits.
The hell?
I had a handyman
Where's Waldo?
business. So I make my own uniforms. I sew and design.
Yeah. This
Like
man
I
said
made
flying planes. When the hell does this man fly a
right.
plane? Yeah.
Right. I just like in everything I learned to do came off of something in my life that presented that. Cause I started flying planes because when I got injured. I was like, man, like I can't just sit up in the house all day. I gotta do something. I was like, you know what? I always wanted to fly planes, so I started googling like pilot classes, and I went and found a local one in Omaha, the Oracle out there in the Miller Airport, and I went out there and started training and learning how to fly. And look up in
You
three four
flying,
months, I'm flying, landing, doing
fly.
touch and goes. But I think my favorite thing outside of boxing is carpentry. I
Yeah.
like I like building stuff and putting stuff together. There's just something about it.
Jesus
Something
was a
about
carpenter.
like cutting up wood and making nothing into something. I like painting. I like cutting hair, but um like sitting down doing something for a long period of time, it gets boring to me. So
Right.
so carpentry, I'll be up on my feet, moving around, grabbing stuff, building stuff, throwing stuff. That's why I love boxing, because boxing is a physical sport. It's an art. You got it's problem solving. You got to be creative. So it's everything all together. Same thing with carpentry. You're up moving. You're putting stuff together. You're throwing stuff and grabbing stuff and carrying stuff. Like, it's more active.
Right.
So that's what makes that my favorite.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
So you said something in there that I think some people might have went over their head. Now I know you've been doing your ring walk outfits since number one, but
Yeah.
your most famous one that I've seen lately is the Tupac. Where
Oh,
where did
yeah.
where did that inspiration come from? And then you made that yourself, right?
Yeah, I made my uniform myself. So this past earlier this year, I had some legal issues, and I just start seeing how media and people start to like try to slander my name.
Yeah.
And I felt like Tupac that time when he went to jail and he got out and he was spitting on the cameras and stuff. I was like, you know what? I'm
I
about
feel
to do
just
that.
like
I'm about to be Tupac when he had the Red Wings jersey on, the
yeah,
red rag,
yeah,
spitting on cameras. That's
yeah.
how I feel right now. But the dope thing about it though, I was like, how can I make my shorts imply that I'm Tupac? And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make my waistband some boxers, so like I'm sagging.
Look like on that
Like
spot.
He had drawers on. The man had drawers
Wow.
and stack. He
yeah,
was
people
saying,
when
"Yeah,
people
no."
first seen it, when the people first seen it, they're like, wait, did
Wait.
did he lose? Did he lose his shorts or something? They thought I lost my shorts and was wearing some jean shorts.
That's fine.
Hey, bro,
That shit was dope. And then once everybody caught on to it, like, oh wait, he
that is the
designed
trunk.
that like that.
So
Yeah, nah.
Kevin Jackson said, "How you gonna outdo us this time? Like, how you gonna outdo that outfit that you did?"
Oh, they gotta stay tuned, man. I
I
always
know.
got
Yeah, I know
something.
you're working on it right now. That's what you do. He
Oh,
be
you
Right.
working
And
on the outfit.
and the thing is, every outfit, it may not outdo that one, but everything is meaningful. Everything is calculated. Everything
Right.
is calculated to me, and I do it for a reason. Like I said, it's not like I come out with outfits that just come out with anything. Everything resonates with my life somehow, or the time period, or who I'm fighting. In this fight, it's gonna resonate with the fight. It's gonna
Right.
make sense. Like, oh, okay, I see what he did.
Yeah.
So
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 Jay,
so nah, hold on. So give me your top. Give me your top. Now I'm gonna say top four. Give me your top four in your opinion. Your top four outfits that you wore in the ring that you like. For me, I honestly I like the Grinch one too. Back, you know what I'm saying? Back, what was that jersey?
Yeah,
We
I
was
think
all in jersey
I was on
together.
your undercard, wasn't I? That
Nah,
was your undercard, wasn't it?
nah, I ain't because me and Bud have walked you out. It wasn't. I was. So I
Yeah.
walked you
Y'all
out
walked
with
me
you.
out. That wasn't the undercard. You
I
on
remember. I think you
on the
said. I
undercard
think
with
it
you.
happened.
I came out as Nipsey Hussle after he passed
oh
away
yeah,
for your
Right.
undercard.
Right.
Yeah. So my favorite one was it wasn't so much the outfit, but it was the walkout was when I came out as Hannibal Lecter, and they wheeled me out in the
Yeah.
dolly. They wheeled me out in the dolly. I had a straight jacket on. That was dope. Everybody loved that one. Um,
Yeah. They keep reposting that one. They definitely keep reposting.
yeah.
Every time I look on it, they
yeah,
keep reposting
For
that one.
show, it got to be the show enough from the Last Dragon. Everybody know the movie, but that's my
Yeah.
favorite movie, Last Dragon. Show enough. I had a wig and everything. That was dope as hell. Of course, the Tupac one.
yeah.
Of course, the Tupac one, and I would say the one from my mom. When my mom passed away, I had airbrushed her picture on the back of my. I had leather jacket, and then I put wings on it.
Right.
That's,
I sewed wings on it,
that's fine.
so that was
What's up?
dope.
Nah, what's up, bro? So look, 2025, we got this big fight coming up, right?
Yep.
We get past. We get past all this though. We get past this. We shine. Give me three names though that you would like to get and share the ring with. You know what I'm saying? The new year.
Um, it would. I gotta get Belarga, dude. I gotta get
Oh, we know.
him.
Yeah, we know that's personal for
I
you.
him.
You
I
heard him.
have to, man.
Don't run,
That's
Edgar.
that's one. Um, I would say Mugia, but he's got stopped the last
We
fight.
gotta talk about that too.
That
After
was
let you
crazy.
finish, but we gotta talk about that.
Yeah, and I feel like the big boss is Canelo,
Of course, of course.
We coming.
and then the last one it got to be Terrence Crawford. No.
We can't. Can't go. We ain't going against the grain. Dang.
Nah. No, that's it. I think, yeah, man, like that's the three fights. I feel like Pacheco.
Yeah.
I feel like Pacheco, fucking Berlanga, and then Canelo, man.
So no Caleb
That's the
Plant.
three.
No Caleb Plant.
Caleb, man, me and Caleb got history, man. I
Right.
wouldn't fight Caleb unless it's
Something big
like
online, right?
it's someone online and we had collided. I wouldn't call Caleb out, and it's not because I don't feel like I can beat him on that, but like me and like history, man, that's my boy, man. We dap up every time I see him, man. We was at the Olympics together in 2012, training partners.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
man,
That was a crazy camp. That was a crazy camp.
let me find somebody who ain't your friend that we having on next Sunday. What about David Benavidez? Can we ever see a David Benavidez?
Yeah, but it's like I'm talking about him. He has 75 right now. That motherfucker is big as hell. He has 75, but I'll fight him. I don't.
Yeah.
I've been saying
listen.
that. I
You
called
already
him
know
out a
BB got
long
history.
time ago.
BB got history with Benavidez.
I was at his fight against damn, what's the dude name? Dude, the black dude that
Boo-boo.
Caleb stopped.
Black dude that Caleb stopped.
Caleb knocked out.
Nah, his brother. Yeah,
his brother too. He got a brother
Anthony,
that fights.
the dog,
yeah,
right? The
Anthony,
dog.
Darrell.
Yeah, Darrell.
I was
Darrell.
at they fight. I was like, man, I smashed both of these. I tagged him, and he viewed it, but he didn't respond. I was like, man, I smashed both of these dudes, but you know,
wait, you said Caleb viewed it and didn't respond?
No, I'm talking about
David did.
I'm talking about David Benavidez.
Oh, David. Okay.
Oh, David. Look, now what I will say about them Omaha boys, they not scared.
Right, and then when Bud fought his brother, he was side eyeing me. He was sizing me up. I'm like, yeah, nigga, get this work.
Well, I want to be messy. You heard it here on Bet on Yourself. Steven Nelson, David Benavidez. It might be possible, David. We want to hear it.
I'm telling you, and that's one thing about the boxing, man. I hate is that the fans always go off of popularity, man. Like they base they're a winner off of popularity. Like, oh, you ain't fought nobody, you ain't. Man, never mind all that shit. I want to fight. That's the whole point. I want to fight these motherfuckers so you can be like, I fought somebody. Put me in there with somebody. They gonna see you. When they put me in there with Pacheco, they gonna see like, just put me in there with somebody.
So let's talk about what's gonna happen on January 25th. How does that fight play out? Is it a stoppage, or you know what I mean? How does January 25th play out?
I mean, I'll be a fool. I mean, I feel like that's like it's comical to be like, oh, I'm not gonna do it. Like realistically, I'm going to dominate. That's why I know for sure I'm going to dominate. Whether it goes the distance, whether I stop them, you know what I mean. But you know, with like my style, I'm not letting off the gas. I'm bringing it to his ass for real. No Diddy, but like for real, like I'm like I don't know if people think, like I said, people think I'm just some old typical 36-year-old boxer that been doing it his whole life. I'm like, dude, I'm fresh, man. Like
your mind, you don't got a lot of mileage on you, but like
oh boy 23, but I bet you we got the same amount of experience.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So if age is not going to be a factor at all, age is not going to be a factor in this fight.
I respect that.
Yeah. If like anything will be a factor, it's gonna be wisdom.
Right. Experience, and
Kevin Jackson.
Who got the dog in him though?
Yeah. And I even talk about experience in the ring. Like this is my life experiences, the stuff I've been to. When I say been to stuff, I don't mean like mental trauma. I'm talking about physical shit. From being in the street life, being shot, being in the military, being in the war, being blown up, you know what I mean? Being through injury after injury, being jumped so many times. Like, man, like being in wars, I done had busted open eyes and turned up. You're like, man, that's the best I've ever seen you fight when I got my eye cut. Like, I just been through a lot of physical trauma that he can't prepare for what I'm bringing.
Right.
No, he can't prepare for you. It's not going to no easy box cruise to a victory type shit. No, it's not.
So let me ask you this.
I can box too. But if I had to, I say, you know what? Fuck this boxing. We about to fight.
Right.
Can you fight?
That's on his ass. Talk.
So now let me ask you this though, because I know, like I said, again, you know, we had training camps, many training camps together, and I always felt that, like, of course, Bo, Red, and Saul are great trainers, you know. So I feel like, even just not being biased, but like some of the best in the business. But I also felt that it was a bonus having like a guy like Bud in camp, you know what I mean? And so when I was going into those fights, I was like, listen, I was in there, but you know, I was either sparring with Bud or I had Bud in my ear. Tell us, like, how that dynamic definitely, to in your words, push you to a different level when you got Bud side by side with you, in whether it's in the ring or outside of the ring, and just mentoring you.
Right, like what other better blueprint do you have than a number one pound for pound guy? It's not like I got an ex world champion in my camp or
Mm-hmm.
somebody who has a good record. I got one of the arguably pound for pound greatest fighter of all time next to me. So I'm like, okay, if I'm doing the same stuff he's doing, if I'm pushing and we in here working and we getting it done together, like that means I'm up on that same level.
Right.
I
Respect
just
that.
got to
Yeah.
put together. The difference come in where a lot of people is they think that it just takes you putting in that work in the gym.
Right.
But a lot of people can put work in the gym. And they call them gym rats. They put
Yeah.
them in the gym, but they don't translate to the ring.
Right. To the moment.
That's where you got to translate. And I feel like I love the light. Like the more light I get, the more shine I get, the more I'm gonna be on my P's and Q's.
In football, we call them practice Heisman's. You got your people
Yeah.
that like
If
they
it's
look cold at practice, but can you do it when them lights come on and there's 90,000 people in?
Yeah, if it's nobody in the gym, you
Yeah,
might get a good sparring session with me.
right,
But if it's packed in the gym, I'm
right,
coming like, damn, this nigga Steven, dude, what the fuck is he in here doing? I'm
right,
in here doing shit. I'm showing out.
right. That's real.
Now,
Same
I
with
mean,
the
as a matter of fact, Kay, we were just talking about the other day about. Remember, we were talking about basically sparring and filming, right?
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure. How
And
do you
Steven.
how you feel about
Now,
that?
I was telling him, Steven. I was telling him a story
About that?
like Bud and Bone. They don't play that. Like I remember, like I've seen Bud stop everything because
Yeah.
like Bud sees everything going on. So, but I seen him, what I'm saying, stop sessions, but like, yo, what I'm saying,
Yeah,
get
put that camera up. As a matter of
yeah,
fact, erase that.
you know what I'm saying?
Bomac, get his phone, erase what he got on
Yeah,
his
yeah,
phone.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
erase the whole
Oh,
thing.
erase what he got in there.
Take his
so how do
phone,
you
erase
feel
that
about
shit.
how you feel about in your words about saying people putting sparring sessions out there? I know Reds that hate that too. Red don't
Yeah,
mess
that's
around with that
corny. That's
either.
corny as fuck to me. Like,
Arnie.
that's corny as fuck because man, like I've had bad camps. So I'd be like, man, I don't know how this fight gonna turn out, and it'd be the best fight I've had. Like,
No, that
that's the
was
whole
me in
point.
the Ito fight. That was me. I was like, I
Yeah,
thought I had a
that's the
rough
point.
time.
That's the point of camp. Camp is to get you there. You're not gonna be there all through camp. Camp is to get you there.
Right.
Thanks.
If you peak at the right time, like you have a bad camp, and then now you peaked at the right time, you go in the fight, and all that shit is out there. And I think like it's corny as fuck the people that be putting sparring, especially when they be sparring like dudes that like CD class fighters and they be doing all this little
Right.
shit to them, and I'm like, dude, like, what's the point, dog? We talk about this shit all the time. That's corny as fuck,
Nah,
dude.
and I just feel like at the end of the day, like those guys you be exposing really there to help you. And so like I feel like you burning the
Right.
bridge when you put them out there at times. It's like you may not even see, and it may be good work, but you just basically burnt the bridge, and now you lost out on something somebody may help you in the future because they ain't about to mess with you no more when you do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
How do you feel about like how Kid Austin has approached Shakur when he was saying, "Oh well, I beat you this day on sparring, so I'm ready to fight you in a real fight." How do you feel about that? 'Cause it's not the same. Sparring and fighting is not the same.
It's not the same.
And
It's
then
like it's like amateur and the pros ain't the same. You got so many different attributes that go into it. Like in the amateur, you go 3 rounds versus 12. In the
Right.
sparring, you got headgear on. You might been training hard. Your legs might be tired. You might got some ass the night before. Anything. It's all kind of factors that play a part. Like sparring don't mean nothing. Or
nah, that's real tough.
sometimes I go in sparring like, man, I don't feel like sparring. I'm just going here and going with the motions.
That's
Nah,
And
right.
nah,
somebody
nah,
come in
nah,
there,
and there's other
somebody come in
times.
there going hard. You in there just like, man, I ain't even going hard.
Right.
Like,
They coming there with the black Everlast helmet on. I heard
Nah,
that's
and to
somebody with
add
the
on,
black Everlast. You better leave.
and to add on to that, also like with sparring, because I seen it like again, I'm gonna use Bud. I seen Bud. He'll go in there and he just be trying to work on something particular. You know what I'm saying? So he's not
exactly.
going. he's not doing what you expect him to do in a fight, but he's actually working on something. Because I've seen, like, I remember at times when Bo be out in the ring, be like, Bo, what you doing? Bo, what you doing? Because Bo, Bo was sitting there and watch still, and then Bo like, nah, I'm trying to. I'm watching what he's doing, but I'm trying to work on something. So, like, again, sometimes it could be one of those days. It could be one of those days also. You just working on something specific.
I'll do the same thing, man. Like say if somebody new come in and spar that I ain't never sparred. That's the only time where I'm sparring to like probably kick his ass.
You got to show up.
You gotta show out.
Right.
But after that, like every time I spar, like I'm working on something because otherwise you're not gonna get better. If I go into sparring, this to win sparring. It's like you're not getting better at nothing because you're not working on it. You're just doing what you used to doing. Yeah. And I'm the type of guy, and Jamel know too. I can work with anybody from 130 all the way up to 200.
Yeah, we work.
I know how to work certain stuff. Okay, somebody smaller. Okay, I'm working my movement, my speed. Pop moving around ankles and shit like that. Oh, somebody heavy. I'm working on angle. I'm gonna work on some power shots now because they bigger. I can hit them a little harder.
Right.
It's
now I'm gonna go back to what you said though. Like Bo was funny as hell. Guys, there's been times like somebody, and Steven knows it's like going what Steven said. If somebody new comes in the gym or whatever, you gotta turn up. Or for Bo Mac funny as hell. Like he'll come to me. He's coming to me one time like, hey, young fella, I don't pay for this sparring, so. You gotta go in there. You gotta go in there and break them all real quick. Don't go in there playing around. I don't pay for this sparring. All right, bro. I got you. Bro.
I go in there with somebody that only been boxing for a couple months, and I can work with them, work on defense and movement and stuff like that. It's just, I know how to control, but that's a good attribute to have in boxing because you gotta know how to control yourself when you're in a fight.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's being a pro, man. I mean, even in professional football, you got to know how to train. You got to know if they working on toss and you coming down, smashing the running back, like who got work that day? Nobody got better. It's like
it's nothing you get out of it.
It's nothing you get out of it, bro. You just a scout team all-star. So it's good for those people that are listening to the 245 that's on the line right now, knowing how to be a professional, no matter what profession that you in is very important. So talking about people that's in your weight class, dog. Munguia last night looked how he looked, got his ass whooped, knocked out.
He was looking at first. He was looking good. He was boxing than he supposed to do, but he just got he got touched. He got too relaxed. That's why I always say, man, like I learned early. I'm glad I learned early. Is that don't take nobody for granted. I never forget the fight where it was like my 4th or 5th fight. I was fighting this little short Mexican. He was like 5'6". He was 5-5 on his record. And I'm like, I'm about to crash this dude. So I get in there, and man, this fight tested me on a different level because like every time I would punch him, I was punching like you can like punch a bag as hard as you can. Like right now they say, let me see how hard you can punch and punch the bag hard as you can. I was punching him like that. But every time I punch him, he'll put his head down like this. So I was hitting the top of his head, man. Hey, both of my hands was hurt. I messed up both of my hands. I'm sitting there like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I can't punch. So I started moving around. And then he started looping his punches, hit me behind the ear and stuff, man. I'm like, it was one point in the fight where I'm like, hey, man, what am I doing? Where am I at? I'm like, oh, wait, I'm in a fight.
Zoning out.
I'm in a fight. Ever since then, dude, every fight I train like it's a world champion fight. I can't take none for granted.
So do you think Munguia just didn't take this guy seriously last night? Do you think he was?
I think because man, that dude only had 4 stoppages out of 20 some fights, dude.
Yeah. 5 now. That motherfucker 5 now.
Like he only got 4 stoppages and he got like 20 fights. Like that motherfucker ain't like cracking on no one punch. Right. Is that because you was just getting too reckless and there getting greedy, coming in, leaning forward, getting caught with shots, man. And in the third round, he got caught with a good shot. He got stumbled, and I was like, man, if he caught with them again, he gonna get stopped next round. He ended up getting stopped.
So do you see him being able to come back from this and fight somebody like a Berlanga? Or I mean, I know you said you would like to have him,
it
but
depends. It depends on how he recover, because a lot of times people get stopped like that, man. Like two things: their head ain't right, and their confidence ain't right no more.
Yeah, talk about it.
So it just depends. Like that's one of the things where only he can answer that. He only answer that question.
Would you say boxing is one of them sports where it's almost more mental than it is physical?
Yes, for sure.
Definitely.
That's what
80-20. 80-20.
Yep, that's what takes a boxer from being good to being great. Is that mental, because being good is okay, he's fast or he's strong, he can move. But when you have that mental, like when you either a dog or you're just super smart in the ring, that's what takes you to being great.
That's facts. I hope y'all listening, man. It's a lot of free game being dropped. Everybody ain't giving out free game like this. So we would love for y'all to join the panel. I'm going to throw the link up in the...
Quick question, though, Steve. Hold on. Quick question, Steven.
Yeah.
What are like, other than Bud, what are your three fighters that you enjoy watching today?
Today, Shakur.
Right.
Gervonta Davis and Usyk.
Okay. Let's be a little messy. I like being messy. Me personally, I don't.
He gonna
if somebody try to jump me, I'm calling the police.
Anybody want to join on the panel? Because you speak your mind.
If you try to jump me, I'm gonna call the police. So look,
I think I know a question already too.
Who winning that fight in between Tank and Shakur? How does that fight play out to you if it happens?
I think Shakur, because Tank he sits back in the pocket and wait too much. And Shakur ain't gonna let you catch him with those 1-2 shots that Gervonta set up. He's not gonna get too complacent to get caught with those shots.
Yeah.
And Tank, even all his fights and all his sparring, the guys be outboxing, then he catch him with a good shot. The thing about Shakur, though, Shakur stay like that the entire fight. He don't fall apart. So that's what's gonna be the deciding factor.
No, I like that fight, but I like that fight, and I like both individuals in that fight. Like again, Stephen pointed out, like Tank, he could be a slow starter, but again, but also he can show that he can box. It's not just his power, but he can box. But sometimes he'll let those few rounds go, to the other side before he really starts turning up. So I understand what Steven's saying in terms of Shakur, just staying like locked in the whole entire fight. Like for me, when I was trying to tell somebody, because they asked me about the fight, and I was like, I think it's a good fight, but I just feel like with Shakur, there's something that Steven just said just now. It's like he's not. You might get that one shot off, but he's not going to let you follow up, or he's going to pick up on what you're trying to do. So that shot may never come again. You know what I mean? You might get it off once. He's not going to let you get it off again.
Yeah, I don't see Gervonta outboxing Shakur. There's nobody outboxing Shakur. Like that motherfucker's a master boxer. He's so masterful in boxing that he make people mad. Like, man, he ain't doing nothing, man. He ain't outboxing. Like, get mad at him because he's just a masterful boxer, dude. Like,
listen, man. That day when I fought him, again, we was working on, like I said, me and Bo, and we was all working on in camp about, trying to box. I was like, I went to the corner like fifth round. I said, Bo, man, we got to fight, man. Ain't no way in the world we boxing.
Outbox this motherfucker.
We got. That's why I said, I got to just step to him because this boxing shit ain't working right now. Yeah, we got to step to him because I don't know where these punches coming from. I got my hands up. What the fuck going on?
That motherfucker got 6 eyes, I think. I don't know, because that motherfucker be seeing shit. You be like, how the fuck he see that shit? And he react to it. And then it don't even be like fast. Like sometimes he'll punch you, but it's timing. He'll be like, he'll touch you like, dude, that shit wasn't even fast, dude.
Right.
Look, I said, I work with anybody. I sparred this little ass before.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? How this nigga hit me with this slow ass jab, dude. He was like, I'm like, how the fuck is he hit me with this shit, dude? He didn't know how to time it.
Yes. So let's stick at that. Let's stick at that 135 class. I mean, you got guys like Ryan. You got guys like Devin Haney. Like
Ryan who?
Garcia.
Ryan, oh damn one man. Ryan didn't about to move to
Ryan,
147. He probably I'm not even gonna say 40. He probably the way he was looking in there with Devin and not making the way that motherfucker.
He ain't. I thought it was the four. What happened to the four kings? I thought it was the four kings.
I see that shit was all them. 35 right now. 35 is people like Keyshawn Davis.
Right.
So Ryan done. So Ryan is 47 now.
Ryan up there, but we could talk about him. Ryan is he one of those dangerous fighters that slept on, but he like it's weird. Like with Gervonta beat him and stuff like that, so it'll make a lot of people think like take credit away from him, how good he is.
Right.
That's what happened to Devin. Like he took credit away from what Gervonta did to him. Yeah. And took the credit away from his speed and his hook and everything. Yeah. He slept on him.
Yeah.
Speaking about that class, because like I said, I know for a fact, we both know going with Boots. Boots been calling out Bud for a minute, but what you think about his last performance and what do you think is going like him in the future? I don't, like I said again, I don't see him fighting Bud even at 54. I think Eddie Hearn's going to probably keep that, even that.
I heard he is duck. What's the name at 54 too?
You about the Virgil Ortiz situation?
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you think about just that with that level of class at 47? I felt like once Bud and Earl and everybody left, and there's no disrespect to nobody, I felt like the 147 division, which is like one of the premier divisions in boxing, is not that great right now. You know what I'm saying? In terms of the opposition there, like in terms of the big like big names of big fights, and it's like none of these guys is really trying to fight each other right now. So like, what's your take on should he stay there or should he just move up?
I think he should stay at 47 because like with the boxing game, it will catapult him to being a great star by unifying 47. Because now all them belts Bud has, they all been gifted to like 4 different fighters. So it's 4 people with titles. So go in, get all those belts. Fight and what's the dude name? The Brian dude. Him, man, all them dudes got belts.
It's how make that fight though. That fight fell apart though. I don't know what it was. A lot of he say she said with that fight too being. So it was like it was no. That should have been a unification matchup. But again, it was like he say she say. So but
that's
like,
gonna be for the next 2-3 years. That's gonna be interesting because all the belts belongs to somebody. There's 4 different. Yeah. So start unifying these belts.
So let me ask you a question, like because I feel like when you in that moment after a big fight, like after his last fight that he had, I forget not the last one he fought, the one before that, he goes, hey, I'm ready for or his very last fight actually, I'm ready for 154 is what he said in the ring. I'm ready to move up. I wasn't feeling myself tonight. I think it's because I'm weight drained. Then you get the opportunity to fight Virgil Ortiz at 154. Then your team have to pull you back. Like, do you think he was just in that moment after the fight, like how he felt? He was just kind of talking too fast.
That's what I think. I think it's all about talking and keeping their name relevant. But moving up to 54, I think he should stay at 47 because it's a lot of fights with people around his age and his skill level. Like that's the best thing to do.
So other than your division, of course. What are two divisions that you like to enjoy watching now in terms of talent and what fights would you like to see within those divisions?
Shit, man. I definitely see a rematch at 175 with Beterbiev and Bivol. Okay, that's one fight.
I mean, that's happening though. That's happening. That's definitely happening.
Yeah,
that's definitely happening.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
The 135 weight class with Keyshawn and and Shakur coming up. I would like to see how that pans out and seeing which one of them moves up or stays and everything. Cause I don't ever see them fight each other. You know, they're too close. Um, yeah, those are the two weight classes. 47, 54. 54 is interesting too. 54 is interesting with Sebastian.
So boom, matter of fact, speaking of 54, let's say Bud stays there, whatever, to make like what fight would you like to see Bud in there? Because I think that's a good weight class for Bud to make history again, going for undisputed. But what fight would you think is a big fight that you like to see Bud in at 154?
Sebastian for sure. Get some
Ondoro.
titles. Yeah. Unify that weight class.
And why you trying to send Bud to get that easy belt, bro? You already know how that's finna go, bro. You just
nah, you got it, bro. You got it. I'm like,
man, that's red, bro. We all seen Friday.
It's
not
so
red chain, bro.
It's not so much the fighters that I want to see fight. I just want to see bro do make really history, unify third weight class.
Facts.
Like that would be like untouched. Like three.
Man, his grandma gave him that chain, bro. That's gonna be too easy, bro. You already know.
3 unified divisions, like
yeah,
man, that's history.
Yeah, and like hold on. I gotta go back though too. I gotta go back though. You said like I said, you said on 135. We know Keyshawn in the camp. Shout out to shout out to the brothers out there, Keyshawn and the rest of them. But what do you feel about Keyshawn Davis versus Davis? Him and Tank.
Oh, now that right there, like I feel like I would like to see Keyshawn, get a couple big high profile fights and then fight Gervonta. Not because I don't feel like he's ready for it, like physically, but on a business standpoint.
Yeah, build his brand.
That fight can be something like Bud and Spence. As far as momentum and building it up and money and stuff like that, because they fought right now. It'd be some good money, but it could be way bigger. It could be way bigger than what it is right now.
So
I feel like I want Keyshawn to break that level of being, famous to, superstar before they start.
So you've been there since for the whole process of, because
all it's gonna take for him to do. All it's gonna take for him to be on fucking what's the shit on Instagram, the fucking World Star a couple times.
World Star, yeah, go viral.
He gotta go viral, and then he a superstar. That's how Gervonta got known by people who's outside of boxing. Like, motherfucker showed up on motherfucking Shade Room or World Star.
Yeah. So let's talk about viral moments. I mean, you got to see Bud go viral. You got to see Bud completely demolish Spence. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was that like from training camp to the night getting ready to go out there, seeing Eminem getting ready to walk Bud out, to him walking Bud out, to him completely shocking the world? Like, what was that like, just being able to be there in 5K? You know what I'm saying?
This is so weird, but every fight that Bud fight, I be feeling like I'll fight first, but Jamil know I'm talking about. You would have that butterfly feeling before you fight, and then afterward you feel relief.
Yeah.
But when I fight on Bud undercards, I don't have that relief. It'd be like still like,
right.
All right, man. We got one more fight. It's like butterflies.
Right.
You get them. But for some reason, for the Spence fight, I was the most calm of all the people in all the fights I ever been through. Everybody was jumping up, like even when Bud dropped them, everybody would stand up, and I'm just sitting there with my arms crossed, like I already knew. Because for years I had to sit there, and at first, the first couple of years, I was going back and arguing with social media and the slander on Bud and stuff, and trying to tell people like Bud is a different animal. And then it got to the point where it got so bad where I just had to sit up and watch it, because I'm like, man, it's too much to be into it. So I would just watch people slander him and say what he's not and what he ain't gonna do and what Spence gonna do to him. So it was a big relief to be in that moment and like in knowing training next to Bud and knowing I know Spence. I have
Yeah.
no hard feelings with Spence and stuff. Like
Like,
we
yeah,
the
we was on
together.
the team together in the
We was on
Olympics.
a team together,
Yeah,
so
we go way, we all go back.
so
Right.
I knew Spence's limit, even though that was an amateur still. Like from knowing Bud and knowing what he's capable of, I just knew. I already knew what was gonna happen. So when it was happening, I was just sitting there like like a proud parent sitting back like, that's my boy.
Matter of fact, how was
You
that camp?
understand?
How was that camp? Because I know at least for like I know how Bud thinks and reacts, but like I know how big everybody from Bo, everybody in that camp knew it was a big fight. So I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure the mindset was definitely different in that camp during that time. So how
Yeah.
was the mindset with that camp?
So what's crazy is that wasn't our hardest camp.
That's
I
crazy.
initially I thought it was gonna be like I said, man, we about to be in hell of a camp. But that camp was smooth. It was fun because for that fight we were traveling. Like we were gone every week for some type of promotion. So our training camp had a lot of breaks in it. Usually we be in training camp and we no days off, every day working hard.
Right.
But it was time we was going to New York and
Right.
we trying to run outside the hotel, don't get no
Right.
mitts and stuff. We had so many days where
Right.
we didn't even train. Like that camp was smooth. It wasn't
Yeah.
hard, it was smooth. Um and it was surprising like that performance, but I wasn't worried though because every time we would spar, Buzz looked amazing with all the sparring partners, no matter what
Right.
size, speed, the strength, nothing. He was in his zone, and because
Yeah.
I've been knowing Bud for so long, I know when he's locked in. He was locked
Right.
in even with all the traveling we had to do, all the interviews he was doing every
Wow.
day in his room, like
Yeah,
quiet,
that
quiet.
presto, that
House got
presto. I know that
house
presto was crazy.
Yeah.
House got
I
to be
know.
quiet because he upstairs doing interview with everybody, ESPN
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
and every network was
HBO.
interviewing him. So he was just busy the whole time, but we were still getting it in. That was a great camp, man. That camp was like it was smooth, man. That was a good camp. That was a good camp, but it wasn't our hardest camp. It wasn't our hardest camp.
That's what's
Yeah.
I
up.
think
Nah, but
I think one of our most strenuous camps is in between Postal and this last one where he fought the old
Magic,
boy.
Magic Ball.
Magic Ball,
Yeah,
yeah.
because he was going up weight class, so he had to put on more strength. So our strength and
And then he been
conditioning.
out for a hot minute too. He was out for a hot minute because like
Yeah,
I
we
was
had a
telling
whole
people
year.
before,
We had a
he was
whole year
waiting for
layoff.
the rematch. He waiting for the
Yeah.
rematch with Errol. So Bud
Yeah.
was
So
he was conscious for that.
we fought December of 22, and then we fought July of 23, so I was like 6 months. And
Yeah.
then we took a whole year off. We was off for a whole year.
Yeah.
So then we had a pre-training camp for 4 weeks. We had a 4-week training camp here in Vegas at the UFC. He was getting strong. We was training and sparring. And then we went to Colorado. That's why the last camp was the hardest in between that and Postal because Postal he was like the boogeyman and we had to put on a lot of strength too. And our strength and conditioning coach was having us working out like bodybuilders, man. We was lifting
Right.
weights.
Shout out to
Chet?
Chet.
Nah,
Shout
that
out
Chet.
to Shout out to Chet. Hey,
I
I ain't
know
gonna.
he said when he said bodybuilders, I already knew what time it was.
But
I
if
remember.
you look at our weigh-in photos, man, me and Bud was ripped, man. We was ripped, dude.
Look,
We had Rockies on the
bro.
side, man. We was ripped.
I remember one of the mornings I had drove from the west side over there, bro, and Chet had us on knees, bro. He had us on knees all morning.
Oh
the
yeah,
presses,
pull-ups,
the presses and the pull-ups, and it was just like I could tell everything Bud was doing.
Nah, I don't know, bro. I never really worked with Chet. I remember it was Bud's cousin for me, man. I thought he was happy in the yard, man. Went for that camp. I was like,
Oh yeah,
bro.
you talking about what's that? Yeah, he was
I was
crazy
like, bro,
too.
what is we doing?
He had doing prison workouts and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. He was in the yard. I'm like, yo.
100 burpee jumps, and then it wasn't like you don't do it, like you just fall out. He talk shit. Man, get your bitch ass up, man. Come on.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, he had me ready
The
to
fuck you
fight a
doing? Do
few
that shit
times.
over. No, nigga.
Like, yo.
No, nigga, start over. We doing that shit starting over. Like, damn,
Shit,
man.
we starting over.
Nah, he for real. Yeah, he told you. Like, I'm like, dog, you like, yo, I'm like, yo, come on, bro. You got me. We not in the yard, man. Like, we doing too much right now. Like, what's we doing? What are we doing here? And he ain't care. Like, we can wait. Something like, yo, you killing us right now, man.
Them prison yard
Yeah.
workouts. Yeah, it's gone.
That's dope, bro.
Hold on, but going back though, 'cause like I said, we spoke about how the build up and everything was with Bud and EJ.
Yeah.
What's the story behind you and Edgar Berlanga though, man? Because I know y'all had words, man. Y'all had words for a hot minute.
So me and Edgar go back to when I was an amateur. I was #1 guy, and he had just won the silver glove. So they brought him in to spar me. The first couple times we sparred, man, I was, I did what I want. I was older than him. No, he was young. He was like 18, 19, something like that. I was in my 20s. So they start putting him on the end of the sparring because they was like,
Right.
man, we got, what I mean?
I know how it is.
Put him in the sparring. I work with him. We was cool. We went pro. I went pro outside with Top Rank. I was ahead of him on the rankings. I was ahead of him in ranking. We was always cool every time we see each other. What's up, bro? How you doing? We was cool. One fight, I think it was like my 17th fight or something like that, and I was ranked like number 12. He was ranked like number 16 or something like that. I look up after my fight. This was a fight where I had got that bad cut. He headbutted me.
Right.
And I whooped his ass. I look up, I go on Twitter and people tag me talking, and he had put up, ESPN had put up, Edgar said, "Oh, that nigga Steven Nelson trash. I smash him." I'm like,
What?
so I didn't respond to it. I DM'd him.
Right.
Like, bro, what you on? What's up, dude? Every time you see me, what's up? Like,
Right.
where this come from? He was like, oh no, somebody told me that you called me out. I'm like, dude, why would I call you out? I'm trying to work up. You behind me on the ranking. Why would I call you out? We cool. Like,
Right.
he like, oh man, it must be a misunderstanding, man. My fault, dude. My fault.
Right.
So he played it cool. So then, like after that, like I just kept hearing like little shit he was saying. Like I'm like, man, fuck that. And that's when I called my like I called who was from Top Rank? Damn, what's the bald head dude from Top Rank?
Oh, Carl Moretti?
Carl. I called Carl. I told Bowman to call Carl. Like, hey man, since we both from Top Rank, tell me we want to fight. And then they was like, all right, we'll ask him. But you know how the promoters is. I don't know if they really asked his team.
Yeah, how I know. Like I said, I was trying to get those.
Or
either
either they asked him's team, or they was just like, nah, we don't want like we don't want to put them in yet because they both with us. So they come back to us like, nah, they turned that fight down. So ever since then, I just been on his neck, like, man.
So let me ask you, bro. So how does he? You said you were ahead of him. How does he get the Canelo fight before you get an opportunity? Like explain to the fans, because some fans will ask, like, well,
Yep.
I won't, you know what I mean? Like, how does that work? Like, how does that end up working?
It could have been.
That's okay. So this is why I'm gonna have accountability with this. My uncle used to always tell me, man, go in here and make highlights with these dudes. Go knock them out. Stop working with them. Like I used to go in there, like I'm trying to get my experience up. So when I get to the Canelos, I got ring work. He like, man, no, fuck that, man. Go in here and beat these niggas' ass just like that one kid doing Edgar, knocking him out in the first round. Cause like real shit, bro. And it's not to take away from him, but with our first 10, 15 opponents, we all can do that. I can go in there and burn out one round and knock out everybody I fought in the first 15 fights.
Right.
But I'm trying to get the experience. I'm in here trying to box, trying to figure out,
Right.
trying to learn
You
stuff.
respecting the game.
Yeah, I'm in here trying to learn and grow instead of
Yeah.
knocking him out. But that's why he's like now. Like everybody like, oh, he was overrated. But
Right.
anyway, so that catapulted him up because everybody was like, man, this dude got 16 first round knockouts. He a monster. He the next Mike Tyson.
Right.
You know, so
Basically, it's the hype machine. It was a hype machine behind it.
it was a hype.
That's
And then
right.
on top of
Right.
that, if you look at the rankings back when I was ranked number 15 in the world,
Right.
Yes.
and then I just climbed back up to number 15 in the world. It's a
Yeah.
whole different body of people because I had that injury. I was out for 2 years.
Yeah, he's out for a minute.
So I'm
The
out for
injury.
2 years. And I'm watching all my counterparts growing and getting there,
Right.
and they fighting and getting everything. So I had to come back and start from scratch. I come back from an injury after 2 years, fighting. And I just now earned my way back to number 15th in the world now. And you
Yeah.
look at the rankings, I put them side by side on my page one day. It's a whole different top 20 people
Yeah.
Right.
besides
So
me.
to me, it sounds
Yeah,
like
boxing changes like that though. It changes like that. It changes. That's what I was. It changes quick. And then
So
those who don't know, top 15 in basically the sanctions bodies makes you eligible to compete for a world championship. So that's what he's going off of. Like you're top 15, you're eligible to compete for a title, depending on the sanctioning body. So I feel you.
So that brings me to now. I'm just now getting my opportunity because of those hardships I have and not marketing myself like I should have. If I can go back and do it over, I would have.
Right.
I had some highlight moments, but I would have went in there and you know did like he did, like first round knockouts and get him out of there versus just trying to get experience.
Yeah, I mean, so to me, it sounds like you did a lot of betting on yourself, bro. And I mean, obviously, this is the name of the platform. Can you talk about what it was like having to bet on yourself? You had an Achilles injury, right?
After the injury, after the injury.
Like what? Like walk us through the moment when you know your Achilles is torn to the moment where you at now about to get a shot at an undefeated guy, a big time card. You know what I mean? What has that rehab and stuff like that been like mentally and physically?
So when it first happened, I had a handyman business, and one thing I tell athletes now is just as hard as you train, you got to recover.
Right.
And that's where I had learned my lesson. I didn't do nothing wrong to tear my Achilles besides not recovering. I was getting up in the morning, doing morning workout, leaving from there, going running errands and fixing stuff and building stuff for people. Then going back, I had my bag in the truck, going back to the gym, training.
I believe it.
Leave from there, be out fixing more stuff, building stuff, cutting grass, doing all this shit till like 9, 10 o'clock at night.
Right.
Not stretching before, after working out, thinking I'm a Superman.
Right.
And going to bed at like 11, 12 o'clock at night, getting up at 5 every day. All that stuff, man, caused so much stress on my body. And one day I was in the ring, just bouncing around. We sparring, moving around, we having fun. I'm bouncing around like I was acting like I was Muhammad Ali. I'm sitting there bouncing around, throwing the jab, and all of a sudden, pop, loud pop, sound like a broken board. Damn. And the first thing I did, I looked behind me. I thought the first thing in my mind was Bud hit me with a stick. Like, nigga, stop doing that, moving around. So I was turning around. I looked back, nobody behind me. I'm like, what the fuck was that? I said, maybe I fell to the ring. I looked down, the floor is still flat. I'm like, what the fuck was that? And I took a step, and I just felt that. I was like, oh shit, I tore my Achilles. From that moment, I stared off into the gym light. I remember seeing the gym light, and I was like, damn, my career over that fast, man. I was in. It was the first week of training camp. I was getting ready for another fight. I was with Top Rank. I'm like, damn, and then everything that I did, like the level I was at, me being ranked number 15, me getting promoted by Top Rank, it just all just came crashing down. Like, damn.
And you had the regional title. You had the WBO.
I had NABO. And I'm like, damn, everything was looking so good, man. Everything was looking beautiful for me in my career. And I'm just in myself, into myself. I'm like, man, I'm feeling myself, and then the world just came crashing down. Boom. And I'm like, damn. what I'm gonna do now. That's what I thought. Like, damn, my career over in boxing. I gotta use my other talents now. That's all I thought. And then Bud looked at me. He was like, "What's wrong?" He knew something was wrong.
Right.
I was
Yeah.
like, I shook my head. He came over to me. I was like, "Man, I tore my keys. I already know. Couldn't walk." Went to the hospital. Long story short, got surgery. They told me it'd be 14 to 16 month recovery.
Right.
Recovery.
I'm
Yeah.
like, damn,
Recovery.
man.
Recovery.
I'm 30. I'm 30 something years old. Two years. 2 years off. I
Right.
can't do that,
Yeah.
man. So usually I'm like a stickler when it comes to like going to see physical therapists and doctors. I'm like, man, fuck all that. I do this shit myself. But I was like, man, if I'm gonna keep doing this, I gotta listen. But it was like, man, listen to him, man. Stop. Don't be Steven. Don't be Steven.
Yeah,
I
but I
said,
think you can be hard, bro.
don't
You
be,
gonna do it your way.
don't
I
be,
already know.
don't be Steven, man. You better go do what you're supposed to do. So I
Right.
went and Dr. Conroy, going to the regular doctor, it would have took 2 weeks to get my surgery done. Dr.
Yeah.
Conroy, he got me in the next day. He got me in the next day. Surgery, recorded for me, took pictures for me.
Right.
Uh, and he was like, "Man, it's gonna be a long process of recovery." So I got a physical therapist, and I was on it. Everything they told me to do, everything they said do. This happened in March. I was back. I was in camp with Bud for the. I think he fought Sean Porter later that year, October. I was in camp with him. I wasn't like 100% back, but I was out there,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You
trying
can.
to run, move
Yeah.
around, shadow boxing, hit the bag
Yeah.
and shit like that. I was back within 6 months.
Yeah.
They told me 14. I was back in
14.
6 months in the ring. And
Yeah.
then Top Rank was having a falling out with Bud after the Spence fight. I mean, not Spence fight, after the Sean Porter fight.
Yeah.
So I was under, me, Top Rank with them and with the team, and they was trying to give me fights, and they kept on promising me fights every month. I was like, I'm ready. But it was a good thing that I didn't get the fights because I thought I was ready, but I wasn't. I
Okay.
wasn't ready.
Okay.
I wasn't 100% healed, but in my mind, as a fiter, I'm like,
The
yeah,
fight,
let's go.
yeah, you'll
Ready to
fight through
go.
that shit. Sometimes
So
you'll
they
fight,
kept,
or you'll fight through it.
Yeah.
yeah, so they kept promising me fights from like December all the way until May. And that's why I say I'm glad I didn't fight. I got the fight. I had a fight in May. And me typically I'm like, oh, I cut weight, make weight and eat. I was like 230. I would make weight. We got to pick the weight class, but I picked the weight that I thought I was gonna be able to do. 175. I'm like, I can do that. 175. I usually fight 60. I can do 75. Going to camp, man, that weight was not coming off. That shit was not coming off. I got to the fight, man. I was like 5 pounds overweight. I couldn't do it. I was dry, man. I could
Right.
not cut the
Ain't
ounce,
nothing
man. I was
worse than
working
ain't
out.
nothing worse when you dry and
I'm
your body
crying.
can't get nothing else off. Ain't nothing worse than that.
Bud, them looking me in my face like I'm crying. Like they're like, man, fuck it, man. We gotta just weigh in and hopefully they take the fight, man, because you ain't gonna make it no more. Go on there, get on the scale 180 and plus 175. My opponent weighed 170, so they didn't
Yeah,
take the
yeah.
fight. They didn't
Right.
take the fight. They was like,
I
no.
think, yeah, I think also sometimes the commission won't allow it if the thing is like an 8 pound difference anyway. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? 'Cause
so they didn't let
yeah,
the fight happen. They didn't let the fight happen. And then my world came crashing down again. Cause I'm like, man, I've been out for a year and some change, and I ain't got no money. I'm up and coming. I'm trying to I just spend my money on learn how to fly planes and shit. I'm like, man, I need to fight. I need to get back in here. So then after that happened, my world came crashing down again and lift myself up. I was like, you know what? I'm about to just get back to doing shit that I love doing. And I went
right.
and I built this entertainment trailer. Spent the whole summer building this trailer that I posted on my Instagram and stuff like that.
That's
But that
dope.
process was like it was forever long. And I finally got my first fight when Bud left Top Rank. Top Rank was having weird vibes with me, so I left Top Rank and then we were self promoted, which I'm still in. And then that's when BLK Prime came into play.
Shout out to
Right.
BLK Prime.
And then we fought December of 22. That was
Right.
my first fight. I had fought September of 2020, and then I fought the next time was December of 22. So I was out for 25 months,
Right.
2 years and some change. I was out. I came back first round knockout, so it wasn't really a get back. My real first get back in the ring was on a Spence undercard. I fought 10 rounder. I went the distance. And that was my real that was knocking off that ring rust. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for sure.
I look good. I look good to the public, but to me I didn't I'm way better than what I looked.
Right.
But cuz I was at ring rust.
Yeah, I feel you.
So
Yeah, then
then
and with that the fight previous to that, you really couldn't shake nothing off because it
yeah, I had one round
ended
knockout
like,
fought
yeah, you
somebody.
can't really shake nothing off. I mean, it's good to get the victory, but as a fighter, it's like, okay, I still got more work to do to
Yep.
get back
So
and get back
I
in top
got that
form.
I got that 10 round in. I was all right, and then the last fight was amazing. I looked great because I'm back. I got back. I've been training. I've been
Good.
staying. You know, I've been taking care of my body. Yeah, that's one thing that I learned is take care of your body. You know, stay in the gym, work out, stretch, recover. Just as hard as you train. And my last fight, it was everybody said I looked great. I felt great, and now we back at it again. We're gonna do it again.
That's
But I
what's
mean,
up.
we got Pacheco on January 25th, man. Um, you know, is it your goal to go ahead and clean out this division? Do you want to be,
Yeah.
undisputed? Do you want to unify? Like, what's your goals?
Of course, I'm a realistic guy though. A lot of times people say, "Oh, I want to fight Canelo." Like,
Right.
no, what are you gonna do to get there? Like, you gotta have short
Right.
term goals, and to have
Talk.
just like playing Mario,
Right.
like to like get to the big boss, you gotta
Right.
motherfucking work your way up. So I feel like this is gonna get me in that window where they like, oh yeah, Caleb Plant, Mungia, Pacheco, M. Billy, Steven
Right.
Nelson. Like
Right.
Right. Right.
we're going name and be in those talks now, cause right now the people that talk about me is the diehard fans and the people who support me, but the regular boxing world don't know about me yet.
I feel you.
Well,
This
they
is
gonna
what's gonna
know.
break that ice. This is
Yeah,
what's
they
gonna
gonna know.
break the ice.
No, definitely. This fight, like I said it in the beginning of the show. This fight is definitely going to catapult you, and I know you can go out there and handle business, do what you're doing. Like I said, 'cause I know you as a person, as a brother, like your mental, you know what I'm saying. Your mental strength is probably one of your biggest assets, and that's why we always say
Yeah.
boxing is more mental than physical.
Facts.
Yeah, exactly. This boxing shit is fun compared to the stuff that I've been through and things I've seen and the walks of life that I've been
Right.
in. Man, like I see here, I'm like, man, I done walked all types of different life, man. Like from the street life to military to being an athlete to, just
Facts.
everything. Business owners and just did so much stuff, man. I could sit here for days and talk about. So I'm
Right.
like, man, this boxing stuff is just it's another chapter to my story.
Nah, I'm with
Like
you, brother. I'm
this
with you.
this 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 fight is so much more than just a competitive competition.
Right.
Like this is so much more. It's so much bigger than this a competitive competition for me. This boxing stuff, man.
Right.
Cause the things that I have planned in life and the things I want to do and the people I want to bring along and just to be an icon in life. And it's not just because I want to be like great and people talk about me when I'm gone. Like I feel like in this world everybody has a purpose and I feel like God put me here to like help and inspire so many people in so many ways.
I hope
I
y'all
like
listen.
that. I like that. So,
I
but
hope
that being
too that's listening that just heard what the man said. It ain't about fame or fortune. It's about the impact that
It
you can
ain't.
make in the lives that you can change. So
respect.
rolling into that, bro. I mean, you from Omaha, bro. Like, I mean, I'm from Shreveport. Y'all took me in when I came up there. I mean, y'all looked out for me like brothers. Y'all allowed me to train with y'all and gave me a space where I could train, which sometimes, I mean, y'all know what it's like being a free agent. Sometimes them ends don't meet,
Yeah.
and you need people who can, help you still get that work. What is it like putting on for Omaha, bro, and being
And
that
and that's
light
the
for the next
biggest
generation?
thing. That's the biggest thing I say inspire people because I speak for the small people, the people like my whole life, like being from Omaha, Nebraska. I always thought we were so much less than the world.
Right.
You know, because you see movies. You don't ever see movies about Omaha. You see movies where you see Belly.
Yeah, Belly, man.
Hey,
but
look, that's all I
but
do.
but when you see movies,
Uh,
when you see sport movies and inspirational movies, it's always in Texas and California and New
New
right,
York.
York and
Right.
Florida,
Right.
even
Yeah.
Kansas City and those big cities. You be like, man. So when I went to the military, it was my first time recognizing that I was special. Because I'm like, man, I always thought I was so much smaller, and people from these other cities and places were so much bigger and better than me.
right.
Right.
Then I went to the military. I started to realize like I was always at the top of everything. I was always one of the fastest runner. I was always doing the most push-ups. I was always the smartest. I was learning these jobs better faster than the next person next to me that was from New York and
Mm,
everything. I'm like, man, hold on, wait.
I'm just as
I'm
good.
I'm always up here at the top of everything. I'm the
Now,
only one
I
in my
think
shop.
that's some real
I'm the
shit.
only
I
one in
think
my shop knowing all these systems. 'Cause I was satellite
right.
communications, knowing all these systems, and nobody can do them but me. I'm like, man, I'm special, man. Like, and it's a lot of people in Omaha or places like Omaha that are like me
Facts.
that didn't get the opportunity, that didn't have a father. I never had a dad, barely had a mom. I was passed around from family member to family member,
Yeah.
and myself, my self confidence was so low because I didn't know I was capable. I never had nobody say, "Man, you can do this. You're good at this. You can do. Come on, do this." So I had to learn that myself. I had to go to the military to get that type of confidence.
Right.
Yeah.
Respect.
That's
And
real.
there's a lot of people in this world that's like that. A lot
That's
of
real.
people
Oh
out
yeah,
here who,
I'm there with you, bro. I know how it is to feel like
yeah,
you the
it's a
underdog,
lot of
like
people
you're
in
the
this
underdog in
world.
life.
Yeah, it's a lot of people in this world that just don't know their capabilities, and they be like, "Oh, well, I had a guy training with me right now." I'm like, "Yeah, you about to do a swim workout." I don't know how to swim. But motherfucker, get your shorts. You want to learn today?
Don't learn
Like
how to spill. Like, we not gonna let
Hey,
you drown,
that's like
bro.
people
Like, we ain't gonna
saying
let you drown, bro.
that's like
Like,
people say I don't know how to cook. Like you don't know how to cook, you don't want to know how to
until you
cook.
try, you ain't
Yeah,
try.
you don't want to swim because you don't want to learn how to swim. Like, yeah, this is stuff in life that anybody can do. You just choose not to.
yeah. And
You
I mean,
know?
that's what drew me to y'all. I mean, because I'm from Shreveport, dog. Like, when people say Louisiana, they think New Orleans automatically. So, like, I'm from
Yeah.
a place where, we a different type of Louisiana. We country, but we also you got some gangsters too. So it was like when I came to
Yeah.
Omaha, I was instantly drawn to that energy. There's an
Yeah.
energy
Exactly.
underdog.
People.
It's
Yeah.
a
People hear Omaha and think like it's hoods out there. Like it's
right.
black people there. Like man, yeah, dog. It's like that.
Right.
No,
My
I
first
feel you.
my first crib, I'm right off 30th and Ames. I'm right there
Oh
by
yeah,
Bill.
you're right in the.
Right
Oh
there
yeah,
by
you right.
Bills.
You
But
was
now
right
shout
in
out, like I
the.
said, I gotta say shout out to Long Island, Gordon Heights. They were sleeping on us out there too. Shout out to
Yeah,
everybody. Shout out to
man, it's
everybody. Shout out to
crazy.
everybody in Suffolk
But
County.
I learned that it's a hood everywhere, man. It's struggling people everywhere, and there's so many people in this world that just not have not been given an opportunity to shine or to show what they can do, and and that's who I represent. I represent the people out there that just need that platform, because this boxing thing is just one part of Steven SoCold Nelson. I want to be in acting. I want to write movies. I want to, have businesses. I want to work with kids. I want to have nonprofit. So much stuff that I want to do
I
in
seen
this
you doing
world.
stand up comedy too. I seen you doing
Yeah,
stand up
comedy.
comedy. Seen
I
it.
wanna do so much and give the platform to so many people, man. And that's what the world need because that's what makes the difference from a lot of people. You be like, man, why is he just like we was talking about the Belonga? Like, damn, why he get the Canelo fight? Why he get that? And I'm just
Right,
as good or better, you
right.
know, because of the marketing and the platform people are giving.
That's what's up. So
That's real.
boom. With that being said, man, I want to say, like I said, brother, like I'm glad you came on, Steven. Tell everybody where they can find you at and what you got in the date on your fight.
Hey man, so I'm pretty much on all social media sites. Instagram, Steven Nelson Boxing. Facebook, Steven SoCold Nelson or King Steven. Twitter, SoCold Nelson. And man, it's follow me, man. Become an interesting person, man. If you're not into boxing, there's 100 other things that I can show you that I'm good at,
Back,
that I can do. And
back.
it's an
Oh,
entertaining person, man. I feel like I just need that platform and that support for people, man. And January 25th, tune in on the Zone, man. I'm fighting in main event against Diego Pacheco. It's gonna be a great night of boxing. Got a humongous undercard. It's gonna be dope, man. Like this, tune in, man, and I'm gonna show out.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Thank you for coming on, Stephen, man. Love you, brother. Tell my family and think, like I say, everybody out there is still fam. So tell everybody
Yeah,
what's
I
up,
was
too,
telling
man.
Bomac see my post. He's like, "Oh, you getting there with Jamel today?" He said, "Oh, that's what's up. They got a
yeah.
podcast." Like, yeah,
Man, nah, tell Boaz we're gonna get him on next too, man. We're gonna
yeah.
like I said, I gotta get him,
I'm
all
gonna tell his
Red,
ass when he
Saul,
come
Bud,
back.
all of them dudes.
He,
All of them.
yeah, we are in Vegas. You know, in Vegas, they always be gone. But he come back and tell his ass, "Hey, Bomac, you gotta get on the podcast." Talk
Look,
some shit.
tell him Charlo said what's up, bro. He used to call me Charlo because I had the hot top.
Yeah,
I was like, bro,
I
not
remember that.
Charlo, good.
All right,
Yeah.
Stephen, man. You take
Hey,
care out
definitely, man.
there.
I appreciate y'all, man. 100 so
Love,
cold
bro.
out, man.
Love.
Like I said, everybody.